Well, what's up, everybody? I'm coming out of the lab and I'm making my first YouTube video. This is definitely going to be terrible, um, but I wanted to give you guys my rundown of today's NBA slate, which is honestly pretty bad. We just have four games between, a lot of them include some of the bottom half teams in the league, but there's still an opportunity to make some money, get in on the action, make you want to get enticed to watch the games. But I just want to give a shout out to all the people who have been really supporting me. I didn't think I would be gaining this much popularity. I've really just been active in certain communities on Discord for the past couple of years, and I've had a lot of people encourage me to do this. So I'm gonna, I guess, take my shot at it. I want to give a big shout out to my friend B Wade. He's got a channel. I'll definitely link it in the description for you guys to go follow. He was the first one who ever really encouraged me to do this. Give a shout out to Rich, Roll with Rich TV. I'll link his stuff. Of course, I've watched some of my favorite channels: Guy Boston Sports with Ev, Tassos, and Trey. Jordan from It's the Final Round. Um, Calling Our Shot, Austin and Logan. Just a Bet Outside. These are all some of my favorite channels. So now I'm gonna guess follow in their footsteps and see if I can make something out of this. Just I don't feel like I'm not gonna be saying anything too unique to this point, but at least I'll give you my perspective on the games and give you maybe I guess you can call it the scientific breakdown of a lot of the good player props you've been seeing online if you're in this community, and the plays that I put down myself. So first game we got on tonight, we got the Pistons and the Hornets, and yeah, these two teams played earlier this season. We can look at where the money's coming in. It's pretty much split even. This game is pretty much a pick 'em. I can tell you that if you look at the line movement, the Pistons actually opened up as road underdogs. They opened up at a +2, and money's come in, and now they're all the way favored. They're favored to win by at least 3 points, which is a lot of money must be coming in on the Pistons. But you can basically see that the sharp money is on the Pistons money line, and that's where my head was at. I actually got the Pistons last night to cover at +2. It's not my favorite play I've made today on the slate in terms of games, but looking at these two teams, the big seller for me was that so Charlotte this year at home, they're 50-50 on the spread, and on the road, Detroit's 50-50 on the spread. However, if we go head to head, we see that the Pistons are actually, when I got them, at +2. So if we go down to where they were 2-point underdogs, which is now -175, I got it at -110. We can see that they're 4-0 ATS against the Hornets. That pretty much sold me on it, and I personally think the Hornets are a better team. The Pistons are the better team. We have to think about that they lost by 1 earlier this season in that matchup, but Jalen Duren actually went down with an injury in that game, and he didn't play. And the Hornets, if we look at the Hornets defense, so this is props madness. Just looking at their opposing defense, they give up the third most points in the paint. So personally, I think that Jalen Duren, Tobias, Stewart, these guys should all have field days down low. And Cade, you have great playmakers like Cade, who should be able to facilitate and find them in the pick and roll a lot of times. We also had that scenario where LaMelo Ball got benched in the fourth quarter by his coach, when he's one of the most clutch players in the NBA, one of the most efficient scorers in the fourth quarter. So there could be some things going on in their organization. I know Miles Bridges has also popped up on the injury report, so we have to keep an eye out for that. But overall, the Pistons injury report, they got Tim Hardaway back. It looks overall like they're fine. So I did bet the Pistons last night at +2. I don't know if I would take them to lay the points. on the road versus the Hornets, we have to see the Hornets. They're not a bad team. Like, they once again have the better star, I believe, in LaMelo Ball. But looking at the total, my play on, you can see here that this is outlier. That I love using this for picking my sides and spreads, and then also a site I use for trends is FTM Analytics. But I think, I don't know, I like this play has been bet up over. Like, it opened at 218 and it's up to 200. It went up to 221.5, which is where I bet the under at 221.5, because both of these teams have been playing to the under all year. We saw in their head-to-head matchup last time, they're 4-0 to the under head-to-head as well. And the under, like I said, the under's hitting 9 of the Pistons' last 10 games. So, I mean, I think that's almost the better play in this. At this point, I think the better play is to play the under in this game. In terms of player props in this game, last night, right when the lines dropped, I was waiting for it to drop, but we can go to assist. And my man, Cade Cunningham, I got it at 8.5. This dude, he's got to be the best passer in the NBA this season. You can see in his last 9 games, he's averaging 10.3 assists. He's averaging a double-double per game. I think his triple-double tonight is like plus 900. If you want to put like a 0.1 unit on it, I wouldn't blame you. There's a great chance he gets a triple-double tonight. But we can see by looking at point guards, and their assist props have been pretty good. 12% better than their set projection versus the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, Schroeder, we just saw, Schroeder had 12 assists and Ben Simmons had 5. So they basically had 17 assists between the two of them. Garland, 12 assists. Cunningham, the last time he played them, if we look at head-to-head, last time he played him, he had 10 assists. I also love his 15.5 rebounds plus assist. This is solely a hit rate based play. I mean, look at this guy. He's averaging 18.8 rebounds plus assists per game. And if you look at, well, if we look at Cade Cunningham in terms of his potentials, this dude's a machine. He's averaging, I believe, over 16 potential assists per game. He's averaging over 16 potential assists per game, over 13.2 rebound chances per game. And versus the point guard, versus point guards, Charlotte allows the 25th most and 23rd in terms of rebounding, and 23rd assist allowed. So I don't see why Cade can't keep it up and just have another game where make it 10 straight. So now that's my favorite play in that game. And I also like Jalen Duren for 11.5 points. As you just saw, down low, the Hornets are they're so weak down low. They're all banged up and injured, and they have like Grant Williams down there trying to defend Jalen Duren. So as long as Duren can keep his hands to himself and stay out of foul trouble, as long as the minutes are there, there's no reason that Duren shouldn't. We just saw him put up 15 on the Bulls. There's no reason that he shouldn't be able to put up 12. All right, looking at I don't really have too much invested in this game. Personally, I have a little parlay going. We'll touch on this later, but I have a parlay going between the Timberwolves and the Spurs money lines. I do think the Timberwolves win this game. But like you can see the Charlotte money coming in Toronto. I was waiting on the injury report with Scotty Barnes, but I think it's going to be a close game, and I personally would see Toronto probably covering in this game. I mean, the Wolves have been terrible this year at closing out games. Like, most of their wins are even close. So yeah, I like the Wolves to win the game, not to lay the points. You'll never catch. I'm not laying with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I really don't have. If I had to pick on this game, I wish I'd gotten the under when it was a little higher up. I don't see how Toronto, like, looking at this game, like, I could see Toronto putting up, like, I could see this game being like 110 to 100, basically. Like, I think Toronto will get around 100 points. Personally, in terms of player props, I played Gobert for a double-double. Historically, versus Jakob Poeltl, he absolutely dominates Jakob Poeltl in this matchup. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. And I also played Jakob Podol under 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. For I'm just once again I'm following historical trends here that Rudy Gobert straight up dominates Jakob Podol. And despite the fact that look at this man has been so handily him and RJ Barrett just carrying this Raptors team. He's been playing out of his mind. So yeah, it's at 28. I played it under 29.5 earlier today. You can see in the head-to-head matchup, Rudy Gobert, he just has his number. He just absolutely dominates. And I believe I was considering playing his Rudy Gobert's rebounds at plus money, but I decided to play him for for his double-double. So I mean, looking at his head-to-head, this dude's racked up 13 rebounds, 15 rebounds, 12 rebounds. Looking at his double-double, we can see in the last, I believe, he's gotten a double-double every single time he's faced Jakob Poeltl. And in his last 5, he's gotten a double-double in 3 of his last 5 games. So, and for these odds, you can get minus 105. You could have got it at plus 115 yesterday. You got to take him again to get a double-double. Those are my plays in that game. This game is just the worst. We have the Utah Jazz against the Victor Wembanyama San Antonio Spurs with Chris Paul also on the injury report. Now, I think that gives you, with modeling, I think that gives you sneakily low value in the San Antonio Spurs. Because think of if Wemby and Paul were confirmed to play, this would be a near 10-point spread in my opinion. Like, Wemby would move this 4 to 5 points easily. And I think this is a perfect revenge narrative game. The San Antonio Spurs, they lost earlier this season to the Utah Jazz. Now the Spurs play so much better. The Spurs are at home. The Jazz are on the road. And the Jazz are the worst defensive team in the entire NBA. So even you have guys like we see like Zach Collins. I like Zach Collins today. I took him for 13.5 points. Centers have just been absolutely killing the Utah Jazz. Like they're so bad defensively. Like we got Davis dropping 26, Wemby 24, Antetokounmpo 31. We just saw Collins put up 20 on the Mavs, and he had 12. But you think about the Thunder are the best defensive team in the NBA. And then the first thing I thought of when you play the Jazz, the first thing you got to think about is assist. So I currently have plays on Stephon Castle over 3.5 assists since these last few games where he's been playing. Look at it. He's played 25 minutes. Like he's basically where he's played like 25 minutes in every game. He's just been annihilating this line. He's averaging 5.1 assists per game. And the first person you think of when you hear assists in the Spurs, Chris Paul. I played Chris Paul's 8.5 assists last night, parlayed it with some college basketball money lines. So if Chris Paul plays today, which he ended up might not playing, I don't see how he doesn't rack up double-digit 10-plus assists. You can honestly play at 10-plus assists for plus money. The Jazz for point guard. Look at these point guard props are literally just like, it's like Haven. Chris Paul dropped 10 assists last time he played them. Westbrook 7, Lillard 7, Tyus Jones 7, Fox 9, Harden 11. So yeah, I personally have plays open on that. I actually do also have Stephon Castle over 17.5 points plus assists because I also like him scoring the ball tonight. Because the Jazz, they are just, he scores a lot in the restricted area, and the Jazz, they're just, I mean, I can't even say that they're bad in the restricted area. They're just bad everywhere. They're literally the 30th adjusted ranked defense in the NBA. They're god awful. I did not play this, but another lean I had, you can see that the Jazz, they're terrible. They're getting assaulted from behind the 3-point line. So you think about on the Spurs, you can go to Julian. He shoots lights out. If you could take him at 2.5 threes for minus 115, at that point I would just bump it up to 3.5 and play for plus money. For him to hit 4 threes. He's done it this season against the Clippers, the Trailblazers and the Mavs, so there's no reason he couldn't do it tonight. And then on the Jazz side, I hate betting the Jazz because I like what my man Austin from Calling Our Shot says, but you basically like look at these guys, like all their point totals are like so similar, right? They all probably think they're the next Michael Jordan and go off for 40 points. Like tonight, maybe Marketing would drop 10 points, but Collins would drop 50. You don't know. The only play I do have is Kyle Filipowski over. I got him over 8.5 points because there we can see again, centers have just been absolutely dominating the Spurs, and they're with no Wemby down low. I don't see how he can't just get us a mere 9 points. Get to the free throw line once, 4 baskets. But yeah, I also like the Spurs at home. I think there's sneaky value in the minus 145 money line. I think it will be close, but I mean, Zach Collins has been playing super well in Wemby's absence. Stephon Castle's been playing it out of his mind. And then I think if Chris Paul gets ruled in, that the spread would go up to maybe -4. So I'm holding on to a Timberwolves Spurs money line parlay. And then for the last game of the night, I'll just tell you right now, I have Lakers -4.5. I'm surprised it hasn't opened up more. I get that the Lakers haven't been like insane. Like they're 10-4. Maybe people think with their LeBron James and AD, Dalton Connect going off, Austin Reeves that they should be better. But I think it's just a rude scheduling spot against the Magic. The Magic are coming off a back-to-back last night where they got absolutely pummeled by James Harden and the Clippers, with no Norman Powell, and the Lakers this year have been they've just been killing it at home. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Lakers are undefeated at home this year. I might be wrong. I believe they're undefeated at home this year. The Magic this year have not covered a spread off a back-to-back at all. They're still down Paolo Banchero, and I love betting the Jazz. The Jazz, I mean, I hate betting the Jazz. The Jazz suck. I love betting the Magic, but I only love betting the Magic when they're at home. Last year, they were the most profitable ATS team in the entire NBA, and this year, even in Paolo's absence, they're 9-7, and I think they're still undefeated at home. I might be wrong. No, I think they have a couple losses at home. But the Lakers in the last 4 games, they've scored over 120 points. They're adjusted for the 3rd best offense in the entire NBA. Like I said, this is the Magic's 3rd game in 4 days. It's coming off a back-to-back. Wendell Carter Jr. still in the injury report. Might not play. Banchero might not play. I just don't see how this hasn't opened up at least to a -5, -5.5. In terms of player props, it was a lean. I haven't played anything on the Lakers side of things. I liked LeBron over points. Maybe you could take him for like 15 in a parlay. He's done it pretty much every game this season. You have to basically body and drive down low on the Magic. The Magic are they're one of the best defenses in the NBA. Like tonight, Dalton Connect, despite the fact going absolutely bonkers against the Jazz, who, like I said, they're good for, they can't guard the 3-point line. Well, the Magic can guard the 3-point line, so I don't see this guy going for 37 tonight. But I do have a play on Franz Wagner, over 25 points. I think I got it at -120 on FanDuel. But you can see that he likes to score a lot in the restricted area. What does he score? Like 59% of his shots basically down low. And the Lakers this year are just so bad. They're just, you would think with AD they're a little better, but they let up so many points in the paint. We can see that Durant killed him, RJ Barrett killed him, Ingram killed him. So, I mean, I think Franz is good. I mean, last night, look at this. The 4 games before last night, I faded him last night, but the 4 games, because it was a tough matchup. He was against the Clippers. But the 4 games before, this dude was chucking 24 shots, 23 shots, 24 shots, 25 shots. So it's almost like a perfect bounce back spot for him last night, where he shot only 11 shots to go out there. I wouldn't be surprised honestly if he drops 30 points tonight. I'm pretty confident he'll get 25. I mean, I feel like he's like the primary scorer on the team. So if anybody is going to put some points up on the board tonight for the Magic and make this game somewhat competitive, I feel like it's got to be Franz. Um, I guess I'll give you guys my quick. That's my opinions on the games. That's what I have in terms of prop sides and totals. I'll give you my quick opinions on the Thursday night football game that is hot garbage. Supposed to snow, weather report's bad, over under 36.5. Honestly, like, I wish I had gotten it. It might still go under. I mean, the Browns this year are just absolutely terrible. And the Steelers are coming off a great win versus the Ravens. And I still think it's going to be a really, really close game. Like, you would think that the Steelers would be favored with how the Brown season's gone and how the Steelers are coming off that win versus the Ravens by much more than a 3.5 point spread. But this divisional matchup on a Thursday night, like, I really see this game staying close, especially with the weather. But I do like the Steelers. I do have the Steelers -3. I bought them down to -3. I forget what I got that at a while ago. But yeah, you can still get it for -122. I like that a lot. Gives you that insurance to where you get the push if they win by some game-winning field goal. But personally, also, I don't know, based on the weather report, how the kicking is going to go tonight. We might see them go for a lot more fourth downs. Maybe not go for as long of field goals. We can see that a lot of the Steelers are the public, but the sharp money is on the Browns spread. I don't hate the Browns spread. If you wanted to use it maybe in a teaser up to maybe 9.5, take the under 46.5 with the 6-point tease. I thought about doing that a while ago. I kind of like that too, but I'm riding Steelers -3. I also have a little parlay going with the Browns team total under 19.5 and the Steelers team total over 13.5. Pickens to get one reception gets you even money. The best place to be playing Thursday night football is hands down Bet365, because if you bet $50 in same game parlays at even money, you automatically are going to get $5 for every touchdown scored. It used to be $10, but the Bengals and Ravens spoiled that for us. After we made $100, kicked the crap out of the books. So now we only get $5 in bonus bets, but it's automatically a positive EV play. I mean, we're getting money back on our bets, so why not play Thursday night football there? In terms of player props in this game, I like Jalen. I don't have. I guess I can go to the NFL and pull them up for you guys, but I like Russell Wilson throw 175 yards. I think every quarterback's done that on the Browns. I know the weather. I'm not sure the weather's going to affect the passing game that much. Another one of my favorite plays is Russell Wilson to not throw an interception. -115. The Cleveland Browns have the least amount of interceptions or the third least amount of interceptions in the NFL. I got it at -115. I don't know what it's up to now. -121 on Caesars is your best price, but I mean, you're talking about a team that I think maybe has like 2 interceptions the entire season. So I don't know what the Browns schedule was, but if they played somebody like Will Levis and stuff, that basically doesn't count. In terms of a defensive prop, I do have one open, and I'll share that with you guys. I feel like a lot of people don't bet defensive props, but I have Devin Bush. I got him over 5.5 tackles and assists. I mean, you look at the Steelers, they allow the 24th most tackles to linebackers, 14th most assists. Dude's been crushing it. Last game, he had 8 tackles and assists against the Saints, 8 tackles and assists versus the Chargers. Head-to-head sold it for me. This dude had 18 tackles and assists in 2023, right before the new year. So that gave you a defensive prop. And then in terms of like everyone thinks it's going to be a ground and pound run game. I actually love. Oh, wrong slot. I actually love Jalen Warren. Love Jalen Warren in this game. This dude, Najee Harris, has been a very inefficient back. He's averaging, I believe, like around 3 yards per carry. Warren's been way more explosive. We look at Warren's last 5 games. Now that he's back healthy, he's getting a larger percentage of the snap, starting to get way more involved in the offense, more percentage of the snap share from Najee. Najee's rushing attempts, I don't see them being as high as people think they're going to be tonight. I think Warren and Patterson might come in there and snag some of them. Like we see that he went for 41 yards against the Ravens. And the Ravens, that's the Ravens. They're one of the best run defenses in the entire NFL. That was on 9 rush attempts. So you think about that. He's getting over 4 yards per carry on the Ravens. I can see him doing if he gets 9 rush attempts tonight on the Browns, I can see him easily getting 50 yards. But I have a play on his rush plus reception yards because they love using him out of the backfield as a receiver. And there could be a lot of short dump downs tonight with the weather. So look, he also got 27 receiving yards on the Ravens on how many? What did he get? He had 4 receptions, 2 receptions, 2 receptions, 2 receptions, 3 receptions, and he's getting consistently targeted by Russell Wilson. So, I mean, at 50.5, I don't see how this isn't a great play. It's one of my favorite plays of the day. I also like Ford. I like Ford's receiving yards. I do like his rushing yards too, but I like Ford's receiving yards out of the backfield. You can see last week he had 29 receiving yards on 5.1 yards per reception in his last 10 games. What do you have last week? He had 4 receptions last week versus the Saints. I think I got in here at 12.5 receiving yards. He might be able to get this on 2 catches. And the Steelers allow over 37 receiving yards per game to running backs, and Nick Chubb is not a receiving back. That dude is banged up. So, yep, and that's my plays in terms of I guess like my sides and player props I got open on the NBA, the terrible NBA slate, and this terrible NFL game tonight. But I got money on them, so you know what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be watching them. So it's time for me to get back into the lab. Thank you everyone for the support. It truly means a lot, and I hope that I'm just doing this for fun. I'm a massive Eagles fan, massive Birds fan, big Philadelphia sports fan. So I just graduated from Georgia Tech. I'm still in the job market, and I think I can got a lot more involved in doing the analytics in the sports world. So I figured why not combine my 2 passions, and now I got people telling me to try to post on social media. So this introvert is coming out the lab to give you guys help you guys try to make some money. So let's see if we can try to make money on this terrible Thursday night NFL and NBA slate. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys.